Hey everybody, it's Pat Blocker here with the Peaceful Pause Method, and today I'm going to talk about why I would light myself on fire to keep my dogs warm. So before we do that, I'd like to have you go ahead and hit like and subscribe. That way we can keep in touch. So I would light myself on fire to keep my dogs warm. It seems that way. Today's episode actually is also for my Animal Speak audience as well, because what I'm talking about today, which is self-care, is useful information for everyone, for no matter what type of companion animals you have. So, yeah, we're going to talk about self-care and, how we tend to want to give everything but forget about taking care of ourselves. I don't know if you've ever found yourself out in the rain holding an umbrella over your dog until they find a potty spot, or maybe buying them the best food that they can have, but maybe you're just going to grab whatever is handy. So we want to think about these things, and it's not, you're not alone for sure. I tend to do this. I tend to prioritize my animals before myself, but as someone who takes, who helps people create a stronger bond with their animals, I really want to let you know that taking care of yourself is really taking the best care of them that you can do. People invest so much in their dog's well-being, but yeah, we let ourselves take a back seat. So, if dogs, all of our companion animals, are so in tune with our energy and our feelings and so on. So if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling tired and so on, if you're worried about whatever, they're going to pick up on that. So that's really, there's really an unseen cost to our self-sacrifice, and it's natural to want to take good care of our animals, but when we're running on empty, we're not showing up as our best selves for our animals. So as I said, they're incredibly intuitive, and they're going to pick up on your emotions. I know my dogs tend to pick up on my emotions even before I know what's going on with myself. So we want to see what we can do about this to, get out of that cycle of constantly wearing ourselves down and really unable to care for our animals and show up as our best selves. So if you think about it, yeah, you might take your dog on a daily walk, but do you take the time for yourself to get exercise? We carefully craft their meals for them, and tend to, now my dogs eat first, but not because of any sort of alpha thing. It's just because, okay, I want to be sure they're fed before I am. So there's that. And also, we might tend to prioritize their mental enrichment, but we never carve out any time for ourselves to rest our minds. So let's think about it. We can actually pair their needs with ours. So, it's the beautiful thing about living with dogs or any companion animal is that they give us so many opportunities to practice balance. And so let's take a look at some of the ways that we can do that. We can pair their needs with ours. So in the case of a dog, you can use your daily walk as times to be present instead of spending your time doom scrolling or worrying about world peace. We worry about that, but let's take some time for ourselves and take that daily walk and make it our daily walk as well. I always say I walk with my dogs. I don't walk my dogs as if it were a chore. So you want to do, make sure that you're present. And I call my dog walks sniffaries. And what that is allowing my dogs to be dogs and to sniff. They need that mental enrichment, and they need to be dogs. So I can also take the time to literally stop and smell roses if I want to. If you're using puzzle toys for enrichment for your animal, take that time to do something small for yourself. A cup of tea, or just stretch and sit quietly. I like to do what I call the peaceful pause, Pause, which is to just sit with my dogs and just envision us surrounded in safety and a white light, and imagining a white light going between my heart and theirs, and just doing a little meditation with your dog. It does so much good for both of you. Another thing that we can do is to set boundaries. And we might think, well, how is that going to benefit them? But if you find yourself saying yes to every demand that your animal makes, and whether it's constant attention or playtime and whenever they want, then reinforcing those behaviors is going to, what do I want to say? We need to set boundaries and let them know that, yes, I will respond to your request, but maybe it's going to be later. Maybe we just did that. So, during those times, then we could, with dogs, we could practice a settle cue. We could do a peaceful pause and teach them that calm behavior really earns them attention. And this way you can have moments to recharge yourself, actually recharge both of you, and you don't have to feel guilty about it. So we want to train with positive reinforcement, and we want to do that for ourselves as well. We know that dogs thrive on being rewarded for the desirable behaviors as opposed to being punished for undesirable behaviors. So, you know what? What if we did the same thing for ourselves? That would be, so instead of criticizing yourself over, oh, I didn't do that perfectly, acknowledge the things that you are doing well, and in both your dog training and everything else in life. The final thing I want to talk about is to prioritize rest. And that's for you too. If your dog gets a cozy bed, hey, you should allow yourself the same comfort. In my case, it's all the same bed. So my dogs are there with me on the bed at night. So, if they've got a structured downtime, and this is going to help in preventing overstimulation. Hey, do we do the same thing for ourselves? Do you take a break if you're working at your desk? Do you take a break, stand up, shake it off, and do some stretching and just move your body? So if we want to say that we are giving our best to our animals, we want to reframe the way we give. So loving our animals, it doesn't mean sacrifice. In fact, if we take care of our own needs, then we are in a better place to take care of their needs, of course. You can't pour from an empty vessel. We've all heard that. And so while I'm joking about setting myself on fire to keep my dogs warm, the truth is I really don't have to. We can learn to share the warmth and making sure that there's enough for both of us. So anyway, thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like to do some private training or a personal reading for your animal, you can contact me at www.patblocker.com. You can email me info@patblocker.com. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.